Welcome back, viewers. In this lecture I will tell you something about sessions, because we will now be using sessions in our project that we are just creating in the social network. So for using sessions, first of all I will just explain a little bit this to you. So basically, when you go to Facebook, and you just write in your computer Facebook in your browser, so you see this is the address, and you just enter something like my like your email and then password. So when you enter, you access to this website here, and you can see the address is the same. There is no changes in the address. So after that, when you just see your timeline and things like that, anything your post, and you finish your work, so then you go back and you say log out. So that's mean you had a session which was activated and you worked out, and then you just logged out from your account. Now again, if you want to access your timeline or your profile, you have to enter the email and password again. So this is the logic behind the session. So for using sessions in PHP, you have to actually use, you can use the sessions in 3 steps. The first of all, if you want to use sessions in a page or on a page, you have to first start the session, and then you have to register the session, and at the end of the day you have to destroy the session. So these 3 steps: starting the session, registering the session, and then destroying the sessions. So you start the session when the person actually wants to log in or sign up or whatever. After that, when they do their work, after that, when at a specific point when they want to go out from the website, so at that time you just destroy the session. I mean, normally the logout button when they click that. Anyways, now we will use sessions. So for using sessions, basically we will remove this code from here, that is just for the insert, PHP, for inserting the user to database. This whole code I will just cut it from here. I will just remove this function as well, because we'll keep this page functions.php, but later on we need to create different functions for this. But I will create a new page and will paste that code here that I just copied from here. I cut from here from the functions.php, and here just I want to keep things clear just for that purpose. So this is a PHP page which has the same information that we inserted the user in the previous video. Just Ctrl S to save, and I will save this page in the main directory where we have index and home.php. So here I will just say user underscore insert.php. So this page is like this, user underscore insert.php, right? I have just saved it. Now I will go back to my index page, and instead of calling this function here, I have I had already this function insert user, but I now have just completely removed that. So I will just remove it, and we'll say here I will now include the page, include user underscore insert.php. That's it, really simple. So I have included that page here, so it will work the same way that when it was working last time. So now what we need to do, first of all, we want to use, we will just start the session on this page, because we are just using the session on this page. So I will just say session underscore start. This means we have started the session on this page. That's mean that session is also working here, because this in user underscore insert.php we have included inside the index page here, right? I can show you again. Include user underscore insert.php. When you include a page to another inside another page, that's mean these 2 pages are the same. User underscore insert and this index, they are now the same. Whatever you do here, that will also be here, existing on this page. So we have started session in this one, so we don't need to start it again on the user underscore insert.php. That's it. So we have session right there, and we can just include the connection here, which is inside the includes folder. That's name is connection.php. This is the database file, the connection file. Basically I'm talking about this connection.php which we created earlier. So basically, because we were working in the functions, we have just cut the code from there, so this function is remaining here. So now we have to add another database connection we have left there. So now it should work fine. Now we have started the session right there in the index.php. so now we can register a session here, because as I told you, 3 steps are there: starting session, registering session, and expiring the session. So the first step we have done. Now the next step is at a point when the query is successful. I mean, when in else situation we say just do this query, and after that here, if this query, this one has been executed, then we are saying that register a session here. So we'll use $_session in capital, because this is by default a function in PHP, or you can say global array in PHP, and we'll use these 2 square brackets, and inside the square brackets, same like we write for the post and get methods, we'll write here something like user_email. We are targeting this directly from from the table basically, and we will say this will be equal to this email variable, which has this value. You can see right here, this email has a value which is coming from the form, and we have assigned that as a session to the user_email field. You can see right here. So whatever email the user has, that will be registered as a session, and we are targeting the email as a session. You can use username as a session, you can use country as a session, but by default most of the times we use email or username as a session, so we can later on display them as well. So Control S to save. Now we have registered the session. This is the second step we have done. The third step is whenever the person will click the button logout or something, so we will expire or destroy the session. Now we come back and register this page, refresh this page, there nothing will happen. But if you go back and say one more person, for example, create Janana, and you say janan@gmail.com, country India, female. Okay, say okay, registration successful. Again nothing happened, the same result is here, and but the session this time has been registered, because now you can see there is a new user and the session has been registered. How we can find that? We simply can go to home.php and can echo that user. So we can say here, we'll just remove this text and add a column, and now inside the PHP block we will just echo out the session that we have registered. We will say again session, and we'll say user_email. So we should see the email through which the person has registered this account basically. So simple. So we can display the session as well, and later on we can expire it as well. So let's refresh the page. Undefined variable session, and line T and 10. Okay, some problem here. User_email, undefined variable, PHP echo session. Oh sorry, we have not started the session, because wherever we are using the session, that's mean we have to start the session on that page. So we also need to start the session here, because this page is a separate page. Session start, this is a function in PHP. Control S to save. Now you will see the email of the person. Just refresh and you can see gulgul.gmail.com. Now for example, we go back here and we say this is the person, and we are entering a password and just saying someone, or for example Peterson, and pet@gmail.com. Okay, just we say okay, sign up, this is successful. Or you can see welcome Gulgul. This is the existing actually the existing session is coming here. The reason is because we have not actually expired a session, because all the sessions here are active. So we have to expire the session, so after that it will work fine. So for that we have to create some page etc, and then the logout system and things like that. But for right now we can do something like creating this design for this page which you saw previously, the user page, the user timeline page. So you will work on that after this lecture. But you can see here we have user image as default.jpg, and we can add that default.jpg image to our folder in the main folder we have for this project basically. But what I'm now I want to tell you that in the upcoming lecture, in the next lecture basically, we will make this layout more nice on this page, I mean the index.php page. We will make this layout very nice, beautiful, and you will see it, so we'll just simply synchronize it, or you can say we'll make it professional, and we'll create a template, and then we'll use that in PHP. So see you in the next lecture.